And now, from the bowels of the internet, it's the HBP Podcast.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the Hate Bit Podcast. Hello, I'm Yell Chaos. Joining me, as always, the insatiable Alpha Omega Sin.
Insatiable is right, but you know what else is insatiable? The kill streak ratio of motherfucking Hitler. The dude killed millions and only died once. Obviously, the fucker is a camper.
The cantankerous Sainted Magnus.
Oh, God, we're here again, are we? Anyway, hello, folks. Let's get on with this shit.
And the man of the hour, the guy who makes the Hawaiian shirt a reason for being created, Larry Whoa Bundy Jr.
I've got a new mic.
Yay!
That's fantastic. Great.
Well,
Welcome
I didn't want to say
our
I
show.
brought my own mic because that's a bit old-fashioned Simpsons references, and nobody gives a fuck about Simpsons anymore.
Whereas the other three of us were sitting here talking into a rock band microphone. So, we appreciate you bringing your own mic, Larry. We really do. So anyway, welcome.
Star, you.
Even so, or you could do that the sing party even. Hey, quality right there. If you know what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
hero.
no kidding, right, folks? We appreciate you joining us. We got a great show today for you. A big show. We got all kinds of things to talk about. We're gonna have another discussion topic like we usually do, talking about used games and. A lot has been going on in that arena in the online discussions. So we're going to have our own discussion. We got some mail. We're going to be going through some mail today right here on the Hate Bit Podcast. Not to mention the DICE 2013 Damage Report. And we're going to talk just a little, about the Nintendo Wii U. So strap in, sit back, enjoy it. And here we go. It's time to have a bit of a discussion topic, like we always do, the way we kick off the Hate Bit Podcast. And over throughout the information streams over the recent week, Michael Pachter, you know who he is, was saying a few things. And there's also been other sources saying what had Jack Tretton from Sony Computer Entertainment America made an open statement, or more or less a passing statement, about how he is totally opposed to the blocking of used games and considers such measures anti-consumer. Now, while I agree, I think that kind of goes without saying, and I'm curious to why this is being looked at as some sort of great knowledge when... it's interesting to me. It's also interesting to me to see Jack Tretton actually be able to walk upright. But, aside from that, this should be common knowledge that, it's sort of a tacit admission of the war that has been declared on, essentially the entire audience, the entire video gaming audience, especially from Sony. And so I don't know. We all know that our good friend over there, Alpha Omega Sin, had a lot to say this week about the blocking of used games. And this is a very... very interesting thing to me why this ever was looked at as okay. Does anyone else have any thoughts? Am I crazy on this?
No, you can actually be relieved that we're not going to check you into some psychiatric ward for actually having an opinion.
I hope you wouldn't, but I understand that they have granola bars there, so I might want to go.
Well, we'll get you a granola bar when you've been good.
I appreciate that.
When you've been good. Yeah, so as we all know that all Sony first-party games are, they do have a code to actually go online with the damn things, and pretty much the online on Sony has never been the greatest, but I can safely say that Jack Trammell what was his name? Not Jack Trammell, Jack Trenton.
He's too busy running Commodore.
Well, no, Jack Trenton's too busy, or Trammell's too busy being dead.
Yeah, he's pushing up daisies right now.
Jack, I mean, that's a full-time job, so him to run Sony, too, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, well... Jack
He keeps rubbing out all the Ouija boards.
Yeah, we'll pull out the Ouija board later and we'll contact Jack Trammell. Anyway, Jack Trenton, this has got to be the first intelligent thing that he's actually said in a long fucking time, in my opinion. He's supposed to be like the American Kaz Hirai, as I mentioned before, and yeah, the war on used games is unjustified, to be totally honest, because there's a lot of gamers, well, quite a few that I know personally that don't have the money to go out and spend £40 or £50 on a fucking game every time there's one released, when they decide to release it every bastard week in the, or every cycle of the moons, or when all the planets align, because that's when they seem to release a game. It's every time the fucking Earth moves a fucking inch. So I'm totally with him when he says that, used games, we do need them because it's what sells their consoles, in effect. How many games, honestly, have you guys bought where you've actually paid not the retail price for them?
Oh, many times.
Exactly.
Well, and the interesting thing, 7 times he counted. He has them logged in his wallet. The curious thing about this is, now this is just passing fodder. This is something said from one person to another and then kind of broadcasted. But I think that this one statement is kind of powerful, because this will set the tone for the coming generation. Because if this turns out to be a lie, then I think this is a shining example to all fans and followers of the video game industry that these people can no longer be trusted.
Well,
someone that would lie to you that blatantly, that that's those are people that cannot be trusted.
Well, let's put it this way: Sony and Microsoft are in a very, very delicate time of the of this console generation. Because there's rumors that they're going to be announced in the next Xbox and the next PlayStation console, and they need to make sure that people are going to be interested in the next console. So they need to make sure that they say the right things.
I don't think they're going to fuck with retails, brick companies, because they need to sell the consoles to begin with, and home retail is still the biggest seller of actual consoles. Not many people buy consoles online.
I don't think I've ever bought a console online except for shit that I buy on eBay. So that's my personal experiences of buying second-hand consoles.
Exactly, and if they're going to say, well, we're not going to let you have the second-hand market anymore, they say we're not going to sell your units anymore.
Exactly.
So
eBay is more of
spot their face.
eBay's different. That's more of like an electronic yard sale.
True. But there is actually. Well, I'll use Blockbuster as an example. They have a full used market out there. If you can find a Blockbuster store now after recent events where they've actually gone under the fucking wire. At least if you go online, there's a full online second-hand store there where you can actually buy second-hand games, and they're actually pretty competitively priced. You can go to Game, and there's a full fucking online pre-owned section there, so pre-owned
Amazon.
Is far from dead. Amazon, the Amazon Marketplace, fucking fantastic source of pre-owned CDs, video games, bloody DVDs, whatever you can find.
GameStop's website does them now.
Yep, GameStop started. So there's a fair selection, out there, and I'm sure there's a fair selection in the US. I'm hoping Chaos can confirm.
I think there's too much leverage for the second-hand market, the used game market, that there's a lot of people they would put out of work, business. So, because there's like retails like games, so there's at least 60% of their sales is through the used game market.
But I think that's more a sign of the times type of thing. That if really that many people stand to lose something by just the simple implication of new technology, that's kind of sad.
Alpha, what do you think?
About what, the consoles or the used game part?
What Chaos just mentioned.
Just about how so much of the market is reliant on the sale of used games.
I mean, there's a lot to digest whenever you look at it, and a lot of variables to take into account. I mean, I've talked the whole used game into the fucking ground on my own channel. But one thing I never got to mention is that taking away the option of playing used games, like having everything tied to a console or tied to a specific user's account, is an option that's taken away from the consumer automatically, one, there's already like a lot of veteran gamers and just like the quote unquote hardcore gamers that won't accept it flat out. But then you have an entire group of like older people. Take anybody that's like in their 40s and up that can't even wrap their fucking head around this, no matter how it's explained. I mean, it's already confusing to try to explain to them, this model has 60 gigabytes and that one has 320, and they're like, what?
I don't want anyone biting my console.
Yeah, like when you tell them
without
stuff like
teeth
this,
marks.
it's super confusing.
No one scratches on it.
If you take for instance, backwards compatibility, when that went out the fucking window, everybody had a big shit fit about it. Now it's like, okay, my console has to be on the internet at all times to be able to play a one-player game that has no online at all. No reason to be online, no co-op, no multiplayer. It has to be this way. Then it's like these games have to be tied to this. So whenever, when they don't actually print those games anymore, then how do you go about getting them? And everybody's short answer and the quick fucking dim-witted answer is, well, you just go online and you download it. Okay, and you know that those publishers have to pay to have that game on there. And you know that they're not always going to look at that said game and be like, it was totally worth it because it bombed in sales. So why are they going to keep it up there if it's not selling for those one or two people that might buy it? Or what if the company goes under? Or what if they just stop fucking giving a shit altogether? There's like all this stuff to take into account of why it's bad. There's tons of reasons why we go back and start like skimming through game libraries trying to pick stuff up. That's what's happening right now. I mean, fuck, I just picked up like a stack of Nintendo 64 games. Let's take the current model that they're trying to go with, this business model, and apply it, to back then. There would be no fucking retro gaming unless you're hacking your console or somebody came up with a very elaborate emulator, tossed it onto computers, and you have a bitchin' rig that you got together to be able to run all this fucking stuff. And at the end of the day, it's still illegal. There's just like all this stuff, and it's just such a terrible idea. I fucking hate it, to be honest. Have
you got a suspicion that might be doing a really shitty compromise where you pay a license fee to use the game? Like, when you have an online pass, if you don't have the online pass, you can still pay an extra fee to be able to play online, but they're going to be doing that with the whole game this time. So the used market's still there, but you have to pay extra.
I mean, you know what? Honestly, I could see them incorporating like that into everything, but then I started thinking about, okay, you pay for the console, you pay for the games, and then I can almost guarantee that they're probably going to make it like across the board. You have to pay to be able to have their online service in general, like Xbox Live or PSN Gold or what the fuck ever, PlayStation Plus, I don't know. But you have to pay that in addition. So it's all these stacks of stuff. And then that's not even taken into account of like all the nickel and diming shit that they're like, yeah, this suit isn't in the game, that map isn't in the game, this weapon isn't in the game, this character, etc., etc.
Horse armor.
Horse armor.
Horse armor in games.
Yes, we do. Skyrim, you are short of horse armor. Sorry.
There's a lot. I mean, it is. It's it kind of worries me because a lot of people have just been saying that I've seen at least are just like, fuck you, I'll stay with what I got right now, go backwards into retro gaming, or I'll just go to PC and fuck the consoles. And if everybody is going to look at it like this, I mean, the big three who are making those machines have to look at this like, this isn't a minority, this is a vast majority. And you can't fuck with them.
The other thing I was thinking of is people are not going to pay the games full price and wait for them to come back down to a price that they would be sold used, and then buy them then. So we wait for second-hand prices for new games, so people won't buy new games.
Well, that's just going to put the fucking video game market into a bloody
exactly.
and it's going to fuck everybody over.
Like I said, they're cutting their own nose off to spite their own face.
I mean, if they really want to just do this smart,
I just have to say that was a very British term that Larry came out with then.
Yes.
I say
it was
twiddling my moustache here. I mean,
drop the
and your
price
monocle,
of brand new.
you got your monocle.
It would be, yes, in my smoking jacket.
I,
what old bean? Pip pip.
Toodle pip. Yay.
See, I've ruined Bill's train of thought now.
Oh, it's okay. I was just saying, if they really want to do anything, I say they just fucking drop the price of brand new games down to $40. Like the new Sly Cooper came out, a first party title for Sony, $40 brand new across the board. That's absolutely awesome. If they had this mindset with everything, people will just go out and spend the money no matter what. You don't have to worry about the whole used game thing because the game's already cheap. That's why we buy them used, because they're cheaper. Well, if the brand new games are already cheap to begin with, we won't really care about buying them used because it's like, oh, look, $40. Oh, budget titles are $20 because they're lesser known franchises or something that just came up and it's, a fucking semi-rubbish game. Well, of course it's cheaper. That'll be fantastic. But, unfortunately, they don't do that. They want maximum profit. So $60 plus all the DLC. And then it's like, oh, pay to play online plus to play pay for the console and all this other shit. It's just it's fucking silly, and they don't see that they're just running into the fucking ground and then running that to the Earth's core where it's eventually just gonna fucking blow up.
Well, yeah, it seems like they used all their resources like a fucking cash register, and now it's becoming glaringly apparent what they're trying to do. It used to be like really, kind of sublime, a little bit over here and a little bit over there, and now it seems like just pure desperation.
Well, it's like they're just clawing at fucking money all the time. It's like, you look at a Need for Speed game, for example. That's a prime example from a prime company that likes to fuck everybody over. You buy the latest Need for Speed title, within, 2 weeks, there's a fucking car pack on the way. Or there's this one single fucking car that you buy for 70p off PlayStation Network. It's crazy. I worked out that if I bought all 4 of the Borderlands 2 DLC packs without actually buying the season pass, I'd be paying £15 to £20 a fucking DLC pack in terms of getting points to use it on Xbox or buying it outright on PlayStation.
I would say EA are the biggest sticks when it comes to that, because not only you have to buy an online pass, then you buy the extra map packs or the season pass, and then 3 years later they close down the whole service. You can't use them at all. You have to buy the sequel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that nobody seems to really be able to get into their fucking head. Anybody that's like pro this doesn't seem to like look at the long-term ramifications, and in some cases, the short-term ramifications of this is that this shit can quit working at any fucking time at their leisure. Whether it's the company, like the publisher, whether it's the developer, whether, oh, we're doing maintenance right now and we're going to be down for the day. That means that entire day you can't go online. That means that you can't play your stuff. That means that you're fucked.
Yeah, Sony's very good at that.
And I mean, that can happen, and just as a brief example, Diablo 3 was absolutely excited to play it to a certain extent because, it looked like World of Warcraft meets Diablo. But, I got excited to go play it. It was like server maintenance all the fucking time. And I wasn't going online to play it. I just want to play the one player. Well, guess what? You have to be logged in all the time to play it. And that's fucking stupid to me. I just want to play through one player Diablo. That's it. I don't want to play with a friend. I don't want to go online and fucking host something. I don't want to jump into somebody else's shit. I just want to play. And that's like the direction that they're going with. That's absolutely fucking terrible. I don't like that at all. And many other people can definitely see that.
And also,
what is this bullshit they're making us deal with other people?
I was going to say in the future one day when this new Xbox console becomes retro, it's going to be a $300 brick, really.
Yeah, it's a fucking paperweight.
Every single game you've ever bought for it will be worthless because you can't play it, and you can't.
Yeah, so you throw it through the window of someone you don't like.
So, yeah,
not even just that. Some of those games won't exist anymore. If you really think about it, the only way that you'll be able to go about this is hacking the fucking console, or if somebody just made a fucking emulator to be able to emulate all this stuff.
Well, they'd just be plastic discs inside plastic cases that you poured half your fucking life savings to support.
Yeah,
disposable games in the future.
I mean, I can understand when people are like, well, I want to go with digital, and I won't say that that's a bad thing. It's very, very nice to have all of your stuff, just sitting on the console, and you can access it whenever you want, or you can go to a friend's house, log into your account. But now they have it. You can only, have your username logged in onto one console or two consoles, then that's it.
And one day that hard drive's going to fail.
Oh, and not even just that. If you have a fucking household with more than one console, or you go to more than one person's house, so you're gonna have to drag that with you. And God forbid if somebody guesses your password, they just took your entire game collection. Have fun.
Yeah, mine's Sonic Chew. So.
Oh God, Sonic Shoe. No, don't say that. Oh, I feel dirty right now. Oh, I need to be scrubbed
that was
with
a joke,
like.
Was Chris Jones that every single password
Dude, he's
ever used was Sonic Chew, so that's why everybody kept hacking his YouTube account.
Larry, look what you have done. You have sullied the Alpha Omega sin.
Dude,
I do apologize.
If anybody gets bored, I'm dead fucking serious, and you can thank Larry and thank myself for this. Look up Sonic Chew. You will see the embodiment of fucking failure. And also, you might not want to look him up in the images, because if you do, then you might see him wearing his mom's bra or his grandma's bra. I forget what it is, and then
having sex with inflatable dolls.
Yeah, and he's just like fucking random objects, and then what was the term they used for girlfriend?
Gal pal.
He has to be like beyond autistic. Like he's in his own special dimension of fucking retardation. It's fucking absolutely extraordinary.
Okay, on that note.
You know
so
what?
We just fucking derailed that.
We did. So we're gonna have to get Alpha Omega Sin all scrubbed up. So in the
to the eyes.
Yeah.
In the meantime.
So no, actually, we gotta run to the market and get some of that magic eraser stuff. But we'll take care of you. We'll get it all handled. In the meantime, we gotta head over to the mailbag. It's time for the cunt bag, the 8-bit cunt bag. And this week's 8-bit cunt bag is brought to you by 8-bit cereal. Why? Because, well, let's face it, we hate your mouth.
But Amanda, we love filling it.
Sorry.
Anyway, so first up on the 8-bit cunt bag, also, if you have a question, a comment, a concern, correspondence of any kind, please drop us a line at 8bitpodcast@gmail.com. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/8bitpodcast. There should be a link down in the thing below, so check us out. We appreciate it. Our first piece of mail comes to us at Gmail from Ivan Medina, and Ivan says, hello!
Hello.
Hello.
Hi!
He says, seeing how you guys are Pokemon fans, were you guys ever collectors or fans of Pokemon trading cards? I would love it if you guys answered this on the next podcast. Thanks, and keep on hating.
Right,
well, Ivan,
question.
we thank you for your correspondence.
Next question.
Next question. You got nothing to say? You didn't collect the cards? You know you did.
I played the trading card game on the Game Boy Color. That's about as much exposure I had to the trading card game.
Really?
Oh, and I saw the movies and got those ancient trading cards that they kind of gave everybody when you went to see the movie. Other than
Thank you. What a lackluster response. Larry Bundy, how did you feel about the Pokemon cards?
Well, considering I'm not a child or autistic, I never bothered with them, no.
You're not setting a good example.
So I
here.
had to put up with the movie, for fuck's sake. The movie that everybody apparently cried to.
Which one?
No one cried to that.
The first movie, apparently. The one with Ash dies. And
Are you hanging out with autistic people?
No.
It rubs off on him.
Better than rubbing off in him. That gets away.
I am thankful it's better than rubbing off him.
Yeah, just stick it in and pee.
Oh.
I'm coming, I think.
That
Why is
sounds
it
like
so
pregnancy
weird?
test.
Anyway, Alpha Omega Sin, did you collect the Pokemon cards?
Goddamn right I did, and I am autistic, I guess. See, all right. Here's the thing. In my school, every motherfucker wanted Pokemon cards. Not a goddamn one of those motherfuckers knew how to play, but they had to have them. Gotta catch 'em all. Not sure why. Everybody had to have Pokemon cards. These motherfuckers just wanted them and would just show up and like, do you got this? Oh, I got this one. Oh my god, that's a Blastoise. Is that the first edition? Oh my god, that's Charizard. Instant win. So that's kind of what conversations out in the schoolyard, in the cafeteria, in the middle of class, after school went like. And I eventually did learn how to play the game. And it's like Magic the Gathering watered down so that anybody with any IQ, whether it's single, double, or triple digit, you will be just fine. You'll be able to comprehend the game and play it like a fucking champ. But yeah, I played for the first couple of series and then eventually just went right back to Magic the Gathering and played that exclusively. because it's not like I can be nerdy enough with comic books, anime, manga, video games, and Dungeons and Dragons, but also trading card games, because fuck you. So yeah. Oh, and also the Burger King gold ones were kind of cool. Yeah, gotta toss that out there because I can. Sweep kick. I knocked you down.
Your turn, Chaos.
He has nothing to say on the matter because he's like, fuck that.
Really, well, I don't. I mean, my brother collected them, and he had some that were sparkly and shiny. And now, mind you, this is when I was in high school, so I never figured out Magic the Gathering. And by the way, if you play Magic the Gathering and you're one of those guys who does those complex card movements, and then you laugh as though that makes you a better person, I'm gonna punch you right in your fucking teeth.
Then you would never want to go to the tournaments, dude. People took that shit serious, like as if you
No,
like
I
if
show
you
up
did
just
something.
to punch people in the teeth.
Wasn't that guy last year got kicked out of the Pokemon tournament because he took a shit in the hotel hallway?
What?
Wow.
It's a famous story, yeah. Nintendo had him
It's supposed to be a
banned.
metal-based podcast, and we've missed out on shitting in halls at Pokemon tournaments.
Yeah, some guy got permanently
Wow.
banned for taking a dump.
I
in
don't
a
know how I
hallway.
missed this story.
Yes.
Yeah, it's about a year
This
ago.
is story. Chaos,
About a
I've
year
not been
ago.
doing your job.
I shall try and find a link to it in the meantime.
All right. Well, we might have to bring that up during halftime, Larry. If you could jump on that, I'd really appreciate it. That's something else.
And that's going to be in
Oh.
the description at halftime.
And
I know you'll find the description.
on a note from what Sainted Magnus said, I also did play the Pokemon trading card game on Game Boy, but I fucking want them to make like a much more updated one because there's been like 80 trillion Pokemon card pack boosters and all that shit since then, and like a gajillion more Pokemon made since then. And it was honestly a really good trading card game because all you did was you battled people, got more cards, made your deck, and then fought more people. It's got that RPG syndrome where you're just obsessed with getting stronger and shit. And it was a lot of fun. And now with like being able to go online and 3DS and shit like that, it'd be really fucking cool. That and coupled with like AR cards. I mean, if Skylanders can do this shit, Nintendo can do it. They're like the fucking kings of this shit.
But do you remember that the characters seem to like marching on the spot?
Wait, what?
They like marching on the spot. I seem to remember them when you go around like the Pokemon Center or the different areas where you had the battles. All the characters that you actually had the fights with, they were marching on the spot like da 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 all the time.
I don't mind.
I remember that.
You do?
Yes.
Well, that's good.
Yes. But I was kind
So,
of
you
in
know,
the massive stick of actually playing the adventure games, which is hence why I actually ended up buying the Pokemon Trading Card Adventure.
Well,
there you go.
One thing for everybody out there, if you did actually like that game, I think I don't know if it's 100%, but I know it's like 70% complete last time I checked, that the other Pokemon trading card game that we never got here in the States or in the UK or anywhere for that matter that was English, they apparently have been translating to ROM. So if you get bored, look that up because it's supposed to be even better, but nobody really knows because we never got it. Boo-hoo.
Can I ask Magnus, was he ever a Top Trumps player?
I played it occasionally. I do have a Gumball 3000 set of Top Trumps cards.
I got the Borderlands 2 Top Trumps a couple of months ago.
I'm going to come to your house and rob them.
Anybody play the Final Fantasy VIII trading card game? Huh? Anyone? No?
No.
I didn't think so.
No.
We better shift gears here before this starts talking about fucking hero clicks and shit.
Oh god, every time I go to the fucking
No,
conference,
I'm stopping this right now.
they're always playing it.
This is not happening. No. We're not having a hero clicks discussion on the 8-Bit podcast. I'm sorry, I'm putting my foot down.
Can we talk about Pogs?
Pogs.
Actually, we'll talk about Pogs next week on the 8-Bit podcast.
No, we want to talk about Pogs now. I'm putting
You
my
want to talk
foot
about
down.
Pogs right now?
Yes.
All right, talk about Pogs.
They were fucking awesome. That is all I've got to say.
No,
I'm
I
glad-
used to collect Tazos, which were the
which are like Pogs.
but except you can build with them, can't you? Because they had notches in them.
Mm-hmm.
I had all
Never
the
heard-
Star Wars Tazos ones.
We had them in here in this state. They came up by a different name, but they didn't flip. You could slam them all day and they would just nothing.
I suppose you're supposed to flick them like tiddlywinks or something.
Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Oh. Well,
that's
I probably
why
should.
that's why you never flipped them.
Oh,
Easy to
boy.
go.
Well, before we get too far derailed, we got more mail here, right here in the 8-bit cunt bag. And, excuse me, this next piece of mail comes to us from SuperGuy4. And he says, "Greetings, 8-bit podcast. I've been listening for quite some time, and I realize that none of you really have very many nice things to say about the PlayStation Vita." He says, "I believe the PlayStation Vita is suffering from what should be known as the killer app syndrome. It is a machine that has every reason to exist, but no reason to be purchased. Could you please fill me in on your feelings about killer app syndrome?" Well, I've never heard of killer app syndrome, but from what I can tell, yeah, there really is no solid piece of software that really justifies buying a PlayStation Vita. Now, I'm sure there are Vita owners out there, and I hope they enjoy the machine and everything. But from what I've seen, yeah, I don't see a real genuine, piece of software that says you need to play this game. Am I alone in this?
I think they were hoping that Resistance game was going to be the big killer app.
Well, you know what happened to the
Probably play it
Resistance
fine.
franchise after that?
And also the Uncharted game. That was quite good, actually.
Oh, they're pinning all the hopes on Killzone Mercenary.
Yeah. Well, Frobisher says...
Well, fingers crossed. I doubt it will go any further, to be honest. I liked the PS Vita. It was okay, but the thing
the
was...
screen was beautiful on it.
Oh, the screen's fantastic.
The screen is fantastic. I mean, that was one thing I have to say. The image, that it looks great, especially... Now, I was at a toy store here in the States, Toys R Us. And,
Oh, yeah. Looking for the children, eh?
No, I was. I was going to punch them all in their teeth. And, but I stumbled across a kiosk that was telling me what the PlayStation Vita did. And it told me that I could watch TV and listen to music. And once in a while, they'd release a game for it. And I said, wow, yeah, that's something that, I don't know, everything does. And I just wish they're not doing a very good job in explaining to anybody why they need to have this, let's face it, very impressive piece of technology.
What happened to that thing about you could stream PS3 games through it as well?
What was that nonsense? Because
Dude,
that
they
was
fucked that up beyond understanding. They were like, yeah, so you'll be able to stream your PS3 games that you have for your PS3. And then I think altogether they only got one to stream, and that was an MLB game. And that's it. I don't recall any other ones. If there are other ones, I assure you 100%, I'm not actually aware of them. And it also doesn't help with the fact that I don't own a Vita. But whenever they just didn't announce any other ones, I was like, wow, that's kind of fucked up. Then they just became mum on the situation. I'm like, huh. That's weird. So one of the main selling points that you've been going on and on about, that this is like a portable PS3, so much to the point that this thing's got the fucking potential to be able to stream your PS3 library anywhere that you're at. And then it was like, oh no, you have to be like within vicinity of it. And then it just went to, no, you're not streaming shit. So I was like, oh, cool. That's awesome. So lots of promises and no follow through.
Do you think that's why they introduced that double play thing? You get the PS Vita version for free when you buy a PS3 game.
Oh yeah, I believe
versa.
that 100%. And I mean that's actually not too bad, because that was, it's a full copy of a game that you could take with you. And the way that they're marketing it is not bad. The problem is that the machine is just filled with ports for the most part, and any of the exclusive titles that it has are not enough justification for the price of the hardware itself. Because, I mean, when you throw down that much cash, you can go get a console or its competition, the 3DS, plus a couple of games. And then third party is looking at the sales like, yeah, those are pretty fucking lackluster. Why do I want to make games for you again? Okay, going elsewhere. And that's what's ended up happening right now. And it's kind of a shame, because it's having the whole PSP thing happen to it again, because PSP was going through the same thing, and that one's filled with gems that nobody seems to fucking know exist for any reason at all.
And nobody wants that to happen again.
You don't want to be with sequels to East.
Yeah, you don't want to be the company that spent all this money on a development license and, basically threw away 2 great games in a row.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
No, I completely agree. I mean, it's hard for... look, the best things I can say about the Vita, drop the price, with even if they're going to be taking a hit on the hardware for each one sold, they'll be losing out money. That might be true.
Well, they've
They
already
will
scrapped the
morph
3G version.
Wait, what about 3G version?
They scrapped the 3G version of the Vita.
Did they really?
About
Yes.
fucking time.
That's a great fucking idea. No one is using their PlayStation handheld as a phone.
Yeah, well,
Well, it's just
that's the
look at
thing.
emails, isn't it, really?
The only way that would have fucking made any sense is if it was a phone, at which point they should have just said PlayStation phone. Instead, they brought up the Xperia.
Yeah, then you could call it the grease station.
Oh yeah, it would be really fucking gross. Like, holy shit, gross. But I don't know. I think that if they drop the price on it, I mean, down to exactly what the 3DS is at, and that might seem ludicrous considering what's under the hood, but in all fairness, this is a business that they need to be able to compete in. And, when you have multiple companies, magazines, people even who just look at it as nothing but a fucking failure and something to be laughed at, you have to do something drastic to 180 that situation.
Even Nintendo's losing the handheld market because there's a question of what, a new person comes along, why do I want to pay $40 for a game that I could pick up for $1 on the iPhone?
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, absolutely. But, I mean, Nintendo's got one thing going for them, and that's, as always, they have Nintendo games. And that's enough to keep garnering
I'd say that's
them.
a lot more than one thing, but okay.
But how many more Mario games can they release in the next year?
Well, the reason why I say one thing is it's because, okay, you want to go for it with Nintendo games. Okay, that literally would encompass one thing. What about third party? If third party isn't going to be coming through, but the thing is, sales for the 3DS are fucking out of control, doing good for Nintendo. So third parties coming in, like nobody's fucking business. But I do agree, the handheld market is getting too expensive for individual titles and for the hardware in general. And I understand that it's, an evolution of technology, and it's pretty obvious that it has to happen, but it'll basically implode eventually.
Well, it's like the whole shitstorm that was a couple of years ago with the whole Resident Evil Revelations, or the Revelations, or whatever they fucking called it in America.
Revelations?
Revelations, yes. Well, it was going to be like a 4 gig SD card that was going to cost like 40 or 50 pounds or something like that. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was gonna be $10 more, and they said, oh well, the reason is because it's gonna the actual little flash cart that they use is gonna have more storage capacity on it. Well, good for fucking you. I'm just trying to buy the game. That I don't care that you're losing money on it. I'm trying to buy a game, and if you're making it more expensive than every single other game, I'm not going to get it.
It's like all these games that come on a second disc. You don't charge the extra discs, do you?
Yeah, you know what? On PS1, let's charge you $10 extra for each extra disc. So all the Final Fantasy games would have been like $80, $90 and stuff. Something stupid. And I mean, I'd said a while ago, whenever that was first announced, I was like, just imagine on Xbox 360 if they were trying to charge extra for each one of those extra discs on there. So you got something like Lost Odyssey, which is what, 3 or 4 discs? And then it's like, oh yeah, well, we do have to print those discs. It's like, motherfucker, that's not my problem. You take your dick sucking fucking bullshit elsewhere and get the fuck out of my face with this business, because I don't need the game that bad.
Well, at least they didn't put on Sonic and Knuckles.
God, yeah. Sonic and Knuckles. Well, you just buy Sonic 3. Yeah, £50, please.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's only half the game. You still need to buy the other half. How much is that? 50 more pounds. Oh, for fuck's sake. £100 game for, 16 levels or something?
And without Michael Jackson music in the second one.
Exactly.
And then nobody wanted to play Moonwalker. No one.
Nobody liked playing as Knuckles because he was shite.
At least he looked cool. He was like, I have even more attitude because I'm just like angrier looking, I think.
And I've got more spikes in my hair.
He had dreadlocks.
He had a weird shaped head for me.
He looked like a girl.
It looked like he sat in a wind tunnel for hours and then just came out and was like, all right, let's get down to fist fucking. And
He's got no fingers. Somebody moaned that a drawing of him had fingers and it wasn't canon because he hasn't got fingers. He's just got this sort of large mitt.
Oh.
He's got PS1 hand syndrome where everything was a big mitten.
Like, look at that big meat mitt you're just swinging around. You're pointing, but all 4 fingers are extended at me. I'm not good. I'm not cool with this. Stop that.
No, that means what he's telling you is 5 times as important as something with 1 finger.
Are you flipping me the bird or not? I can't really.
Yeah, like I can't really tell. Is your middle finger really that big, or are you like the penguin? What's going on? This is confusing. And Tim Burton just objects to the entire thing and says this is just all wrong. Let's do it over.
I know. I'm glad we're keeping this on the classy side of things, but you wouldn't know it, but we got a whole other podcast to get to. I don't know if I told you that or not.
Oh, just
Whoa.
one thing. We're a bit short on the quota. We've not said
On our
fuck
quota of
enough
what?
time, so each one of us say about 3 fucks. Fuck. There we go. That's my quota for
Fuck. Oh, wait, here. I can say one big fuck. And if you're wondering, why don't they stay on topic? Fuck you. There you go.
Thank you.
I tell you what, though. It's a good thing that we keep a table of contents down in the description box. That way you guys can keep up with everything and know where we are. So at least there's that.
No, the fucking isn't, because I can't be fucking
I'm
arsey
gonna
like
save,
that.
I'm gonna save my fucks. I'm saving my fucks until the second half because there will be lots and lots of fucks to be had.
Yeah,
Larry,
but,
do you
no,
wanna
but there's
just
the
fuck about and say
quota
fuck?
for the first time.
No, I'm far too
So-
clever. I'm far too big for that.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm at the very
Children.
fucking bottom of the totem pole.
Grow up.
Fuck
God
sticks.
damn it.
Yeah, I know exactly. He doesn't need that sort of thing. We should not. We could learn a lesson here from English Fred Flintstone.
Yeah.
You're a great man. I want you
My
to know.
fucks are rationed. Thank you very much.
It's still wartime over there in Britain.
yeah, we still have ration cards here.
Still rationing over there.
Everybody more powdered egg, yank.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Next.
Anyway, that's going to do it for the Hate Bit Cunt Bag for this episode. And this was brought to you by the Hate Bit cereal because, well, let's face it, we hate your mouth. First piece of topic that we have to bring up here on the Hate Bit podcast this week, the DICE 2013 damage report. And I don't know, did anything happen at DICE? Because there was a whole bunch of turning the wheels and almost no news came out of DICE.
Yeah, there was a bit of outrage.
Nothing.
There was,
yes.
but I'm curious why they even fucking had this thing. I know that what's his name from Heavy Rain threw this fucking fit and gave a talk about how the industry needs a change, and he essentially suggested that there'd be no more fun games.
Well, he's certainly doing that with fucking 2 Souls, isn't he?
And that seemed like all that that DICE 2013 this year was about was either the one group of people that said that we need to make more interactive movies, and then another group of people that said that how they can't do anything this year.
Gabe Newell said he doesn't like making single player games now because the protagonist is always autistic.
Well, based on
Yes.
based on Gabe Newell's waist size, I don't think he can actually play a single player game.
Well, he takes
He
up
is
2 fucking
always a
monitors
co-op
anyway.
experience.
He is constantly co-op.
Forever and ever.
See, like if the Xbox is going to be always online, Gabe Newell is constantly co-op.
Even if he's offline, he's online.
And always over the line. It's like, step back, and he's like, I am back, and I'm back there, and over there. Somewhere around here.
I know, and I just wonder, man. Is like, does Gabe Newell ever shave, or does he just always walk around with Velcro face? Because he looks like he just got done writing a manuscript every time you see him.
He always looks like he's been lying down with a princess in a bikini or something tied around her chest.
But with a hangover.
Yes, I miss it.
He's the whale that they found on the fucking beach where that girl was sat on with a bikini on. And
What does that even mean?
I just make up random shit and hope for the best.
So nobody's going to laugh at stuff if you just made it up.
Well, that's the whole point.
Well, see, if Sainted is just making shit up on the fly, then that's pretty much like all the news reports on Kotaku. So look, you could
There we
probably
go.
get yourself a good job.
Yeah, I can work for Kotaku and actually have a career on
What?
spilling
Right for
bullshit
Kotaku.
out on the internet. Yeah!
I am Brian Crescente.
I am somebody from G4. Hang on, G4 doesn't exist anymore.
Whoa, I was going to say, G4, I'm sorry, they're too chic for geek. So,
Ooh.
can't do that.
They're too
We need
chic,
more
aren't they?
reruns of
Nobody
Cops.
fucking cares. Anyway,
Well, but did anything happen at this goddamn conference? Or it seemed like everyone just kind of showed up to turn their wheels in the mud.
I don't know. Peter Molyneux pulled out a shotgun and went on a killing spree or something.
Why
That
can't he
would've
do that?
Could have livened things up, you know.
Yeah, because just to promote his
Curiosity.
next Fable game, Fable 4.
Or curiosity, where you sit down with your phone in your hand, smashing it. You're like,
You want to know why
"Yeah,
nothing
I'm
happened?
smashing bricks.
Nothing happened at DICE because everybody's like, we could show stuff off there, but E3 is coming up. All right.
Yeah, half a fucking year away. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll just we'll
I think-
we'll
yeah,
hang
afraid they're
back.
gonna-
right-
No,
Were they
it's
afraid they were
only
just
3
going to
months.
blow their
3
load
months,
and that
I
was going
think.
to be it?
Possibly.
That seems to be the way it was. Everyone, the whole goddamn conference, from what I read, now I didn't get all of it, but I tried to follow it as best as I could, was a whole bunch of, we can't make games because of X. Not that the new technology coming out is going to help us do this or we're going to do that. It's going to be the whole thing of, God, I hope we don't starve to death this year.
How about maybe this is what they should have said. We're not making games because we cannot be arsed.
I don't even think it's that, though, and I just wonder why they even bothered to have a conference this year. I guess they were hoping for better things to talk about, and maybe it just didn't happen. I don't know.
And then they piss off and make a Kickstarter for a reboot of somebody's 80s game that people vaguely
Christ.
remember.
yeah, Kickstarter. Don't you love that shit? Don't you remember a time when people were like, actually risk business ventures?
Do you remember when people actually made games that were actually original?
Well, that was a long time ago.
When was that? Yeah,
Well,
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
way back when. That was back in like the 70s.
No, that was when we were telling the time with sundials.
Oh, that's right. I remember that now.
You forgot that time. That's when you're
Even
needed to
Pong was
pay-
a rip-off, for fuck's sake. So.
You know what I gotta figure out? I gotta figure out how to get like a press badge to DICE 2014, because I really wish I could sneak in there and just go, "You're all a bunch of dicks."
Just tell them what for game trailers. Everybody else does.
Everybody works for Game
Yeah.
Trailers or Super Attack.
Yeah. I put a video up there once, so therefore I'm an employee.
Yay.
It seems that way. You know what? That's a great plan. I think we're gonna figure out a way to get into
Tell them
DICE
you work
20.
for Machinima,
Yeah,
because everybody works for Machinima.
we're with Game Trailers. No one from Game Trailers. Machinima. No. All right. We're with
IGN.
we're catering. I brought this sandwich.
Yeah, in a
might-
Subway bag.
I bought
It
this
might work. We'll give it a
truck
shot.
Game fuel.
I know, but you know what? It's time. It's time for a very special. It's time for a special segment right here on the 8-Bit Podcast. I've been waiting to do this for a while. This is a viewer requested topic. It's something we.
Uh-oh.
What?
Anything viewer requested is usually bad.
No, well, I'm not going to say where it came from, but those who dropped it off, they know, because there was a number of different mail that we've gotten that we've received at gmail.com and on Facebook and right here on YouTube. So I figured it's time. We got to bring it up, at least talk about it for a little while, and let everyone.
Because they'll stop mailing my wife's fingers and release
Exactly.
Mm.
That's exactly what it is. So we're going to discuss real quick our opinions of the best and worst video game sidekicks. For those of you who requested it, you know who you are. That's why I didn't put anybody's name on it, because a lot of people asked for this. So I'm going to say my favorite, or actually my least favorite. I think that Knuckles or not Knuckles, if we're talking about Knuckles being a kid, Tails gets on my fucking nerves.
Oh yeah, because he get fucking killed all the time in Sonic 2, didn't he?
Yeah.
Tails is a fucking dumbass. Even though we
Yeah,
can
sorry.
build a fucking plane that can walk on its fucking rudders. He
only
still
time-
sucks.
The only time that little motherfucker ever bothered me for any reason at all was whenever you go into the special stages and you're trying to go and get the Chaos Emerald, so you're running around collecting all the coins and stuff, and then, if you don't have a second player there controlling him, he's always delayed behind your movements. So you have to go and be like super precise and absolutely perfect, or else he keeps running into all the fucking hazards and losing all your coins like a little fucking douchebag. I hated
What
him
an
for
asshole.
that.
He
Yes.
is an ass.
Then it was weird because Sonic's supposed to be all super fast and faster than everything, and then in the game, Tails could just go as fast as him. That always fucked my
Yeah.
brain up.
It was a whole bunch of hurry up and wait.
I did like when he would die at random though, and then eventually he just come floating back, fucking tail spinning around like a little helicopter, and he's like, "All right, Sonic, I'm back." And it's just like, why don't you go get killed? Run into that thing again. It's fucking great.
Boom.
Fall off a cliff, jump onto the spikes again, you little.
Why
fuck.
don't you
I
go
just wish
fly
Sonic-
in the water?
Maybe it's like that episode of South Park, you know, where Kenny admits he can't ever die, and he just feels the pain.
Sonic,
can't
why do you leave me here? Because I hate you.
Oh,
Why don't you ever get a second player? Because I enjoy watching your pain. It brings me joy. Poor Tails. But yeah, I know lots of people that love Tails, though. That's the crazy thing. Like, lots of people love Tails.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who love Tails for literal sense.
The thing is, I'm like, you love Tails. In Sonic Adventure, as soon as he opened his mouth, I was just like, I want the world to open up and swallow me.
Anakin.
Like, it was.
he's the worst psychic ever.
Yeah. Well, it was a kid who voiced Anakin in the first Star Wars. Was him in Sonic Adventure 1.
Really?
Didn't you know that?
No.
Oh, yes. Jake something or other. Yeah, he actually voiced
I
Tails.
shit you not. My
God.
eyes just keep widening, and I'm just shaking my head back and forth. I'm like, no.
Every
No.
single episode I come on here, I just tell you interesting facts. And
Yeah, see, Larry Bundy is teaching us shit, especially me. But the downside is that he's also fucking my brain up, and it's already a goddamn mess to begin with. So you're gonna need like a leaf blower to clean all the shit. It's terrible. Terrible.
I'll plug it in now.
Oh, and here, how about we go and toss out this one? Even though, I don't really want to a certain extent. But how do you feel about Diddy Kong?
Yeah.
well, I didn't work out how come he could be the son of Donkey Kong if he's a chimpanzee.
That's a good point.
There will be no logic in the universe of Rareware.
Or Nintendo.
Or
Where is
Nintendo, for that matter. Yeah, you'll never explain to me how a plumber can defeat a dragon by jumping on his head.
Well, Mario's also a porn star.
Oh yeah, there's that.
I'm sure he's just a fat Ron Jeremy. Hang on, Ron Jeremy already is fat.
You can't say that. That's only just how he's perceived. Is he looks just like Ron Jeremy, and also just happens to have his noodle too. But still, that's neither here nor there. He's a plumber and a porn star. I don't know what other professions he goes under.
He was a
Yes.
big
Oh, yeah.
carpenter, didn't he?
Hey, he's a
Oh,
basketball
yeah.
player. He's a golfer. He runs he runs a hotel.
He's a boxing ref, and he's a doctor
The golfer.
who will prescribe anything to anybody, no matter what.
Yeah, just throw enough
Man, okay,
drugs at him.
he's a race car driver, and as I said earlier, he runs a hotel.
Oh
Golfer.
yeah, a really shitty hotel that nobody goes to, and I heard it's condemned now.
Yeah, I understand that.
As a matter of fact, that's where the game Condemned takes place at. It's just a lot less colorful and vibrant, and it's just filled with crackheads who are like all
This is
fucking
what
doped up on
remains of
smack
Hotel
and shit.
Mario.
Oh yes, so
Just
Diddy Kong.
been eating all them
Yeah,
mushrooms,
Diddy
haven't they?
Kong.
Yeah, totally. Diddy Kong. This was about Diddy Kong, not about Mario's fucking many jobs. But
Yeah.
Diddy Kong, you know what? I'll say this. I was actually cool with Diddy Kong. It was when they introduced like Dixie Kong, and then that one fucking what's that one Kong's name?
Funky Kong.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to punch him right in his fucking mouth. His stupid, funky fucking mouth.
You stupid funky mouth guy.
I
I
used to
wanted to
like the
play as
orangutan
Cranky
called
Kong.
Manky Kong.
Well, Cranky Kong could barely fucking move, man.
Yeah, but Cranky Kong was the original Donkey Kong from, Donkey Kong.
Yeah, but original Donkey Kong just knew how to steal bitches.
Exactly. That's fucking awesome. He's just like, you, there, bitch, in the ugly-ass fucking dress. Get over here. I'm gonna hang out with you up here. You'll sit in a cage. Now dance for
I
me.
got fed up
Yeah.
with her. Dump
Hey, woman, hey, you stand right here. I'm gonna bowl these barrels at that fucking wop down there.
Yeah.
Take care of him. Then I'm gonna go state building, both of us.
But the thing is, as soon as you hear the fucking hammer music, he's just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Not that, not that.
It's like, oh no, here he comes. God damn, he gonna get this bitch, and then there'll be no Empire State Building for me.
I want Cranky Kong to eventually fucking turn to what was the bitch's name in the first Donkey Kong? Oh my god.
Pauline.
Huh?
Pauline.
Paulie.
Okay, well, he needs to go to her, turn while she's in the fucking cage, and be like, "Shake it, baby." shake it. You want to dance? I'd be like, yeah, it's fucking awesome, but it never happens.
Shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
That
accidentally call
doesn't
you.
make it do anything any more special.
No,
Just
it does,
make
it does nothing, but shake it anyway.
I
And
didn't know-
everybody's like, Polaroid picture. Polaroid makes
What
TV.
the fuck is a Polaroid?
What else do they do? They can't pictures? Whoa! It comes right out of the camera? I don't understand. This is confusing.
I know they make golf umbrellas for some reason.
Oh,
television.
well, let's see. So wait. So we got so far we have Tails and we have Diddy Kong. What other fucking
And we
Well,
had golf umbrellas.
who?
Golf on.
Nothing. Anyway,
I've got one.
one of the examples that came up in a few of the emails was Luigi. Luigi is not a sidekick. God damn
He
it!
has his own
fuck
games
you.
now. For
He
fuck's
is
sake.
not a sidekick.
Gran
Luigi is the
Turismo 2.
fucking man.
Luigi started this shit. If there were an island of sidekicks, Luigi would be their pimp.
Yeah. Okay. Look, you want to know what Luigi is? He's the little brother. Okay. He's the when you're playing, you hand a
though he's
controller
the
to your
big
little
brother.
brother. That's who he gets to play as. Is Luigi. But I like playing as Luigi because he's wearing green, and I like green better
And he
than red.
can jump further.
Yeah. Well, in the unofficial Super Mario 2, since it's.
Well, he
unofficial.
can also jump further in the lost levels.
Cat Sight.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the
Cat
like
Seth.
unofficial shit.
Cat
Doki
Sith
Doki.
from
All the
Final
hardcore
Fantasy VII.
speedrunners play as
no,
Luigi. Mario.
Japan rules everything.
Cat Seth
Apart
from
from Wars.
Final Fantasy VII.
and
A cat
ownership
with a
violence.
fucking megaphone. Come on.
Okay, could we consider Rush from Mega Man to be a sidekick?
The dog.
Yeah, but Rush
Yeah.
actually has some use.
Yeah.
I don't know. I consider him kind of like a sidekick. Not a bad one, because he was the fucking shit. He got you across like all those fucking like dangerous areas and shit, and up to like secret fucking E-tanks and stuff. And it was like, dude, you're totally awesome. Then you actually needed him sometime, and he was fucking awesome in the cartoon. I thought.
True. Very true.
I don't know anybody who was like, I hated Rush, because it was like you needed him. How could you hate him?
Yeah.
You needed him. That's
I think one that's getting left out, huh?
Toad. Toad was sidekickish.
Toad, well, yeah, that's very true. I mean, even though he would just inform you with bad news, like, hey,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
all this shit you did doesn't matter.
Well, I just remember in Mario 64, I think that's where I hated him the most. Honestly, I don't know why. Every time I go up and talk to him, I'd be like, I fucking hate you. And it was like, well, why are you talking to him? I'm like, I don't know. He's there. He's an idiot. Why doesn't he help me?
I have one.
Otis Washington in Dead Rising.
Who do you got, Saint Magnus?
Navi from Ocarina of Time.
Okay,
boy.
one, that's not a fucking sidekick. That's a parasite, a fucking tumor that talks.
There you go.
It's annoying.
I would say that Fi is far more annoying than Navi.
Fair play. Mr. Tinkle. Or Tingle, whatever.
Mr. Tinkle, that's what we should call him, not Tingle. Tinkle.
Tinkle.
Let's go tinkle on tingle.
And people actually defend that dude. I'm like, nah, he's fucking creepy. He just reminds me of a fucking pedophile. Seriously, that's all I get out of Tinkle is you're a pedophile, dude. You're like a man
Well, yeah,
child.
there's a whole bunch of people in The Legend of Zelda that could be
Very
a fucking
first ever
pedophile.
video game character on the sex offenders list.
343 Guilty Spark from Halo.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, that
well,
was just bloody R2D2 and a bloody.
That was just a fucking floating eye. It was
It's just
annoying. Honestly.
R2D2 in Wheatley's body, that was.
the
Well,
thing
you
is,
can-
I started thinking about it. I'm like, okay, sidekicks. And I started thinking about newer games. Is there really all that many, like, new gen game sidekicks?
I say Otis Washington.
there's,
in Dead
uh,
Rising
I
was
Cass
annoying.
with fucking Resident Evil 6.
Nobody ever listens.
Because they were
Oh,
all
I'm
fucking
sorry.
side.
Everyone listen to Larry.
Yes, I said Otis Washington from Dead Rising was an annoying sidekick.
Oh. Well, there you go.
Ringing
He
you up.
was more annoying if you didn't have a high def TV. It was like, what the fuck do you want? I don't even know what you're saying. It's like as if he wanted to go and hit you up. He was just like this. It's like, what the fuck are you saying? I can't read. What? You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm done. I'm gonna go get a sword and fucking go to work. I'm gonna go get the fucking genocide thing and just eat a dick, dude. Fucking hitting me up every 5 minutes to let me know nothing. Nothing.
And then
Don't
get
have
really
high def.
upset that you put the phone down on him.
You know, I shit you not. That was like one of the main games that made me go get a high def TV. No fucking shit. I was just like, I gotta have a high def TV. I can't even fucking read what this says. And the Xbox 360 is gonna be useless if every other game's like this.
Rue from Streets of Rage 3.
Do you really consider him a sidekick though?
Well, he was a secret character,
character.
but he was still a sidekick because he was pretty much useless. Everybody's
know,
in
see-
shock.
Well, like,
I've done my job.
Okay, how about this? We had talked about this before the podcast. I had mentioned this. I consider Yoshi a sidekick, even though he's like an accessory or like a vehicle, damn near. But he's sidekick-ish, even though he's got his own fucking game. Actually,
Is
a couple
Yoshi
games.
a girl?
I don't. That's wow. That's a good. I always consider him a boy, but I mean,
He can
there's
lay
no.
eggs.
Well, that's very true.
It's a thing.
Oh, that is wow. Okay,
That's a
here.
good question.
This is a good question for everybody listening. Do you consider Yoshi a boy or a girl? Because you know,
I think he's just a Yoshi.
Yoshi.
But he's got a
See,
man's
now-
name, but he can lay eggs.
He's got that like amorphous half grapefruit, so you really can't, there's,
Oh, okay, here's something, and I was wondering this. I always forgot the fucking name of the name of the character from Knights. I just call it Knight. I'm like, whatever your name is, the fucking main character from Knights, is that a guy or a girl?
He's asexual. He's both.
Okay, it's
it's
scary
Gozer.
and creepy, especially in the Wii version. It actually bothered me, made me want to cross my
Yeah, no,
legs,
he's
and,
both
squeeze my
sexes.
thighs.
He's
It's
am-
Gozer. It's whatever it wants to be.
The dog in Fable.
I skip school. I kill people. I do what I want.
The dog in Fable.
Never thought about that. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Well, then then it makes me think about the dog from Fallout too.
How about the
dog
girl
in
from
Fallout
Resident
you
Evil 4
didn't have
as well?
to have.
Or any single character from an escort mission.
Yes. Any
At this point, all I can think of is Ashley from Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
That dumb fucking cunt. Just want to stab her right in her face. It's like, why don't you just go away? I wanted to shoot her so many times. Like, just let me kill her. Seriously, just let me kill her. I'll be going about my day.
Oh, make it look an accident.
What about
Like,
Otacon?
I wish that they would have given you that as an option. Get a completely different ending. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like, you meet up with the president, be like, oh yeah, she got killed.
What
Yeah.
about Otacon?
she started to turn up, put her out of her misery.
Otacon is fucking. Oh man, I can't get over. Like, every time that I think about Otacon, I think about Metal Gear. What is it? Metal Gear Awesome, and he just like pisses himself and goes fucking nuts. Like, that shit that's always ingrained into my memory now when I think about Otacon.
And every single person in his life dies in front of him.
Oh my god, I fell in love with someone. Now she dies. Aww. My sister! Dead. Another love life. Aww.
Somebody I just met. No.
I fucked you in a helicopter. Now you
What?
die.
He lost somebody in the first, second, and fourth game, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He lost
Sniper
Wolf in the first Metal Gear Solid. In Metal Gear Solid 2, he lost his sister, which was Emma Emmerich, and then he lost Naomi out of the fourth one. And
Because he wasn't in 3. Because he wasn't.
he wasn't in 3. He wasn't even born yet.
Oh, I just thought about another one, Kazooie.
Well, he helps
I'm
you
just-
fly.
Yeah, I mean, Kazooie was useful.
God damn it! I've been waiting to say Kazooie for like an hour and a half.
Krillin.
What? Why didn't you say it?
Well, I was trying to. I was also trying to get in. A lot of people are yelling at the screen right now, saying, "Why aren't they talking about Luke Triton from Professor Layton?" God damn it! I tripped over my feet.
What about Krillin from Dragon Ball? All he is just basically a pony object.
Krillin is fodder. And it's like, let's see how
Exactly.
powerful they are. They killed Krillin. All right, Goku's pissed. All right, so he said,
but
he says
he,
that.
he managed to get an android pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that does make him pretty impressive right there. He can impregnate a fucking Terminator. There you go. Don't fuck
I've got
with Krillin.
another person from the Dragon Ball universe. Yamcha. He's pretty
Yamcha
much
was funny whenever he would beat up regular people, though. That shit I liked.
He was pretty much
Because he was just a fucking asshole about it.
He was pretty much hopeless in the android area. He's like, "Oh my god, you're an android!" Slice. Oh, the energy's gone.
I'm trying to think of. Oh man, I've been scouring my brain trying to think of just random ass characters from like obscure games at least. Just like, "Do you remember this character?" And most of the ones that come to mind are just like real old school games. But I'm trying to think of just like new stuffs.
That's pretty much when half of the sidekicks came out.
Oh, okay, from Uncharted, Sully.
He's
I
actually
like
a
Sully.
cool one, though.
Yeah.
Oh, he's fucking awesome. Sully's the shit. Like, as far as, game characters go, I like him a lot, even though the entire time I was waiting for him to eventually shoot me. It's like, do it. Just do it. You're going to. You're going to betray. No? Oh, all right.
I'm expecting them to fucking have a...
Did you get upset when you thought he was going to die in the third one?
Oh, you have no idea. I actually, like, even though Uncharted's, like, one of those series, some people are like, oh, that's overrated, da-da-da-da-da. I really like the story in Uncharted. I've always really liked it. I thought the characters were fucking cool. Like, if it was a movie, which it borderline is a movie, like, if they just put the game cinematics out
It's
as
called
its own
Sahara.
movie.
That's the
I
Uncharted
really do.
movie, Sahara.
I heart Sully. He's pretty fucking awesome. So he goes on the list of pretty kick-ass characters. Oh fuck! Now I can't remember. The name of your fucking weapon in Shadows of the Damned. It always talks to you. Oh god damn it! I've only played. Oh my god! Damn it! Hold on. You know what? I got the game right behind me. I could probably just look on here. And Garcia Hotspur has killed one too many demons and pissed off the Lord of the Underworld. Now he's about to take one hell of a trip to rescue his kidnapped love in the City of the Damned. Damn it, it does not say it. It does not say it on here at all, and it's not like games have manuals anymore. Well, fuck me running. Sorry. But at least everybody knows what I'm talking about. But his gun is... Well, every single gun, because that's what it is technically. It's pretty witty and says some funny shit, especially whenever.
Johnson.
Thank you. Yes, it always just it basically mocks Garcia at random because Garcia isn't exactly the brightest crayon in the fucking pack. So he'll say like some condescending shit to him, and then some literal stuff about what's going on around him and stuff. But yeah, he's pretty fucking cool. I like him as a character.
There was one character I like, and it's in a retro game anyway, and that is the dog out of Shadow Dancer. You know, the wolf that follows you around.
Yeah, he's got a name, isn't he?
I'm trying to find his name on the back of the box, but without actually turning the game on. What's the name of it?
Yo, Chaos, do you have any gems hidden since...
Well, not saying I would say a gem, but like I said, I'm sure there are people right now yelling at the screen saying, "Why aren't they talking about Luke Triton from Professor Layton or Maya Fey from the Ace Attorney series?"
Thank you.
So,
yes, that's a good one. Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't even think of her. And she's useful because she gives you fucking advice at random just when it's like everything's bleak and Phoenix gives up and she's like, "No, don't you remember?" Or she channels her sister and stuff like that. Damn, I did not think about that.
I love when she channels her sister because then her tits get bigger.
Dude, yeah, every time she channels her sister,
that's the best
I'm
part. Like, oh yeah,
yeah, like
called Yamoto.
Can you just channel your sister the entire time?
Yeah,
yeah, because you just like, oh yeah, channel me, baby.
Yeah, I just want to channel all over you. Yeah,
it's just a whole bunch of challenge. You know what I mean?
Suck it down.
That's a pretty big list, man. We came up with some pretty good stuff there.
We're very good at producing lists,
I think so. We're good at producing lists. If we can make money at that.
Hold on, and by the way, I will just say this: I don't even want to fucking hear. Well, you forgot your digit. Fuck you. Just shut the fuck up.
If there's anybody we forgot, just drop us a line. Tell us all about it because I'm sure we've missed it a lot.
Like, you forgot to mention this. Look, motherfucker, we can't think of every goddamn single motherfucking character that exists under the sun. And if you think that we can, suck my salty balls.
Don't forget to leave a comment of who we missed out and say we don't know anything about games.
Yeah, I'm like, you forgot this. And fucking caps. Like, all caps.
There's bound to be somebody. But
there'll be tons. I know that there's tons.
That was quite a list. I'm very proud of you boys. I think we did a pretty good job there.
Thank you.
Let's was that the one?
I said Daxter.
Daxter was a good one. And don't forget Clank.
Yep. Yeah, that actually... Oh, the entire crew for fucking Sly Cooper. Like, everybody except for Sly. But eventually you get to play as them, too. So I guess they only count to a certain extent.
Well, there you go.
Good point. Good point.
So, yeah, that's a good list of the best and worst video game sidekicks. So there you go for all of you that asked us to talk about it. There we are. Don't say we never give you anything.
Oh, wait, hold on. Here, let me conclude it just real quick. GLaDOS. I fucking forgot. GLaDOS. because I mean, even though she's technically evil, but she was there. So yeah, just throwing it out there because
That's
I can't
important.
believe I
As long
forgot
as you're
that.
there.
I'm gonna say
And
Cave
nobody
Johnson
mentioned
as well.
Sheva. Sheva
Johnson.
doesn't count. She's a bitch.
How about Cave Johnson? Despite the
No,
fact he's been
bitches
dead for
don't
600.
count. If you're annoying, that's fine, but if you're a bitch, no deal.
Anyway,
We have to
moving on.
standard.
What was the name of the guy in Bioshock?
Oh.
Those damn splicers.
Them damn splicers.
Atlas.
Would you kindly remember the name?
Yeah, I think it was Atlas.
I have Bioshock to hand
it
here,
was
actually.
Sing
Give me a minute.
Kindly. I forgot his name, honestly. I didn't even get my fucking save file got overwritten by my girlfriend, who was like, I'm gonna play the game, overwrite save file, while I'm like near the end of the game. I'm like, ha 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 ha. Thank you. I meant sad face.
Well then, there's that. But anyway, in other news, big news from Crytek. Did I tell you about Crytek? The company that made us look like total assholes last week?
Did they? What did they say?
Last week we went and rejoiced that Darksiders was not dead, and that was fantastic. And then the very next fucking day, they go out and say that they have no intention of doing anything with Darksiders.
So they
Son of
bought
a
the rights
bitch.
and they did nothing with them.
Yeah.
So they went out of their way to pick up the dark side. Keep this in mind, everybody. They went out of their way to get the entire Darksiders team. Okay, so they picked them up. They even went out of their way to go and tell people publicly that they expressed interest in picking up the IP once it went on sale, and then went out of their way to then go say, "But we have no interest in another Darksiders game." What the fuck? And
really
it's definitely
great,
something like, you have at least fucking 2 more games to make for it to make sense. 2!
Yeah, you got
2!
Pestilence and Famine.
Yes. Like, okay, we got fucking
That'd
war
be
and we got
4
death.
Horsemen of the Apocalypse then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
many horsemen there is.
So
that's right, yeah. So I think
we
that's
got
3.
2 more because they got fucking war and death out of the way. So what the fuck, man? It's supposed to keep going, and they're fantastic games. I don't know anybody that got a Darksiders game and was like, I'm supremely disappointed with this game. It just wasn't good at all. Even if you didn't think it was like the bee's knees, it was still
Yeah,
pretty
you know what
decent.
this game needs? It needs less continuity.
You know what it needs? No more games. Nah.
You know what it needs? Less fucking people saying it's a Zelda clone. That's what it needs.
And it's not a fucking Zelda clone. That franchise combines together so many different gameplay styles. It could be considered a fucking whatever clone of tons of other things.
Well, it's very influenced by Prince of Persia.
It's also got fucking hack and slash style gameplay and beat 'em up style gameplay and platforming segments and all this other shit under the sun. It's like, dude, it's a gargantuan game with. It's good too, but fuck making a third one. It's not like anybody liked those.
No shit, right? But dig this. Crytek, those very same people who made us look like assholes last week, say that they plan to transition their entire line, their entire company, to free-to-play inside the next 5 years. Now, I'm not that familiar with free-to-play. Alpha Omega Sin or anybody else, can you kind of bring me up to speed and those who might not be familiar with the free-to-play concept as to what that entails?
Basically, it gives you a game with all the basic mechanics of how to play the game, and then if you actually want to progress in the game at a decent speed, you need to pay for little things with microtransactions. Exactly.
Yep.
So that's pretty much the free-to-play model in a nutshell.
Well, there's also another variation of it. Free-to-play can be up to a certain extent. So it's the full game and all of its offerings, but you can only advance up to a certain level or up to a certain area within the game. And
in my
that's
day,
pretty
we
much it.
called them demos.
Yeah.
And there's still demos.
That's pretty much what it is. It's like an exaggerated demo, but they won't tell you that's a demo. It's free to play. Yes, any demos are free to play. You can give me any kind of a portion of a game and say it's free to play. You could also just give me a start screen, say, hey, it's free to play. You can hit start. Okay, that's cool. I'm done. They can say that kind of shit, but yeah, they're trying to work that out because, well, free to play games are very, very, very big. At least
They don't
right
like
now.
us using the word freemium.
I hate that word.
I
Makes me
think
want
it's
to
their way to combat piracy as well.
Well, they should call it what it is. It's a hook.
It's
But,
alive,
I
it is
mean,
the thinker.
no, but it seems to be what's working. But they say to transition everything they have inside the next 5 years. That's unbelievable, astounding to me.
Crisis 4 is going to start off with a water pistol.
You want bullets? 10 quid.
I really like the idea of having a super soaker running around and all the enemies, they get wet and they just stand there and they start
It's going to be
like
it's going to be a Nerf gun. You're going to be slightly annoyed by their bits of foam being flicked at them.
Oh.
and then eventually it feels like you're playing as the main character from Bully within the world of Crisis. And it just doesn't work out very well at all for anybody.
This is just uncalled for.
Yeah, they're just like spit wads. Oh, you're fucking done. Plasma grenade. No. Dead.
Water bombs.
It's like I can throw a water balloon back at you, and you were gonna get fucked in the mouth royally with all
and
these bullets.
when you start for free, your armor is made of phone books.
Phone books and duct tape. I'm good to go. Or run right on into combat. All right, let's go. Shit, the business section. No.
Give me the blue. Those are political listings.
Yeah, I'll aim that towards the front. Yeah.
There you go.
What's next?
Covers the pelvic region too.
Well, that's going to be very interesting. I don't know if that says that they have much faith in working with consoles, though. I'm curious to see how free to play on consoles would work.
It'd probably be similar to DC Universe.
Very.
I'm not familiar with how that works.
I mean, it's a free MMO, but if you want to advance further into it, like they have a bunch of DLC packs, but their DLC packs really aren't that bad because they're like gigantic expansions and stuff, and they're pretty decent. Plus,
my superhero got banned on there.
Wait, what got banned?
My superhero I created on DC
How?
Universe because I
He
named
ran
him.
around beating everybody with a purple dick.
No, I called him Captain Cunty Bollocks.
I like that a lot. That makes me happy. Also, I'm very juvenile, so
I would
fuck it.
love if someone would start a new YouTube channel right now called Captain Cunty Bollocks.
Yeah.
And if you do, you have to send a big thank you letter to Larry Bundy. If you
And
don't,
you
you're a
have to piece
cunty
of mail
bollock.
from-
They give me royalty rights.
You have to send us a piece of mail from that account too.
Yes.
There might be a prize in your future for anyone calling themselves Captain Cunty Bollocks.
And we don't need 15 people doing it at the same time because then it's going to be like Captain Cunty Bollocks Senior, Captain Cunty Bollocks Junior, Captain Cunty Bollocks the Third.
Captain Cunty Bollocks 619, Captain Cunty Bollocks 702.
Yeah, we won't have the 619 shit. You are not Rey Mysterio just spamming that cheesy ass move, so stop it.
Yeah, god damn it.
Anyway, what's next?
Anyway, it's time for halftime.
Woo!
Halftime.
I know it's
Beer
what we're
time.
taking. We're just gonna stretch out and kind of lean back for a minute and
Have a wank.
yeah. 'Cause, I'm feeling a little cantankerous myself, but we are going to have the 8-Bit Ball Bag in just a minute. Oh, by the way, this week's 8-Bit Ball Bag brought to you by Larry Bundy Jr.'s very own line of hateful Hawaiian shirts, and you'll be able to find those very soon on the 8-Bit store.
Oh, I want to say something to everybody listening. Quite a few people on the last episode had commented, and I want to say thank you a lot for putting my mind at ease that Oreo O's did in fact exist and that you did get to have them, and the only place that they're still existing currently is like some other fucking random ass country. I forget
It
where.
was
like
South Korea.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Okay, so South Korea, and here's a fact: I'm not getting my fucking cereal from South Korea. I don't want cat bits in it. It'll make my cat go crazy. So, basically, it makes me happy that they're around. But I think that, and if anybody does this, I assure you, you have all my support. If anybody gets a petition together and sends it off to Post, to people that I think they were the ones that made it. If you get a petition just trying to get a limited time fucking release of Oreos, everybody should experience them. Fuck your cavities, fuck your health, enjoy Oreos, and for anybody that hasn't, well, this is the time. So
What's
there you
the
go. I just want to
difference
say
between
thank
them
you. I fucking love you, motherfuckers. You're magnificent for even saying that.
So what's the difference between them and chocolate Weetos?
What the fuck is a chocolate Weedo?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm fucking absolutely lost on that one.
Oh, okay. Well, any sort of circular corn flavored chocolate round thing.
Well, they're probably exactly the same thing. They just put white
Yeah,
shit.
it's just like they're
Yolk.
circular little chocolate cereal things with like little white bits on them. That's supposed to be like the quotation marks here, the icing in
So
the
they're like
Oreo.
Cookie Crisp.
No, Cookie Crisp tastes like cardboard with like wax paper wrapped around it nowadays. Back in the day, they tasted good. Now I don't know what the fuck they did. I assume that
Really?
everything
'Cause
is like wrapped in plastic.
I think that Cookie Crisp tastes a lot like those famous Amos cookies, but instead they have Mop and Glow on them. Just kind of this like filmy material. Like, is this really? Ugh.
Oh, dude, it's absolutely awful. And I would also like them to somehow bring back, if anybody remembers, like back in like the 90s and somewhat around the 80s, video game themed cereal was pretty big. Even though it was like always limited time shit, it was just fucking awesome to have cereal that had like Mario on it or fucking.
But it was awful.
Oh, you want to know what? When you're a kid, you don't notice how bad it is. You're just happy you're eating it. You're like, yeah, and just staring at the
I'm
box.
eating Zelda.
I'm eating chemicals.
Well, we're always eating chemicals. It's just chemicals drenched in milk. And
When I die, I don't need to be embalmed.
Yeah.
Alpha Megazin, have you seen the new Fruity Pebbles?
Are they just Fruity Pebbles, or is this like one of the very many variants of Fruity
Like
Pebbles?
fluorescent colored. Have you seen these?
Are they nuclear? Maybe?
That's something like that. There's Fruity Pebbles out there that have this like, the green ones look like they're made out of antifreeze.
I'm already getting hungry.
And the interesting thing is, I find that people are, I saw a few people purchasing this, and I said, you got to really think about all the shit they have to put in that one little piece of cereal to make it turn that color, and you're now intentionally putting that into your body.
I would like to think that eventually it's going to get bad enough that Captain Planet will eventually go to the cereal aisle and just fucking destroy it. Like, this right here is pollution. And he's just like, fuck all this noise. And and it's going to be Ted Turner, by the way. If you haven't seen Robot Chicken, then fuck you, because that episode was funny. But yeah. Captain Planet. Sorry.
It's the Fruity Pebbles Extreme, which I thought the whole Extreme thing kind of died in 1997.
They really call it Fruity Pebbles Extreme?
Extreme with no E on the front because, they're creative.
Because lots of teenagers are going to be like, Fruity Pebbles are the shit. The only people that are like, Fruity Pebbles are the shit.
Just rollerblade at the same time.
Yeah, like, look, I'm not going to fucking do like some... I don't know, like a 720 McTwist and fucking down a thing of Mountain Dew and then like pour the remainder of it inside my bowl of cereal and then, I don't know, have a fucking entire bowl of that and then actually smoke a bowl, because that's the only way all this shit would actually work together for the audience that they're going after.
Yeah,
that's
and chase that with the cinnamon chocolate Pop-Tarts.
I'm partial to the wild berry ones, but I can say fuck Pop-Tarts because toaster strudels are better. I dare a motherfucker to say the toaster strudels are inferior. You would be fucking mentally retarded.
Hopefully next week there'll be a sponsor for the Hate Bit Cunt Bag.
Maybe that would be all. And dude, for a limited time, Pop-Tarts actually did make their own version of toaster strudels. They were like completely round. They only made them for a short time. They were awesome. Then they just quit making them because they're dicks.
They might have got like a cease and desist or something.
Yeah, the fucking Pillsbury people were like, hoo-hoo, we'll kill you. Don't fuck with us.
Yeah, it's like, I am coming over there to kick your teeth if you don't stop making these things right now.
Anyway.
And they did.
Anyway,
See,
have you had enough of making us
all
hungry?
of the things we want to eat, by the way.
Well, this is becoming a cereal podcast more than you realize.
Can't help it. It's halftime. Fuck
Kellogg's on there.
It is.
It's just upsetting me now, all these wacky American cereals. I
Oh.
have to pay
What happened to
£5 fucking quid
cornflakes?
for a box of Lucky Charms.
What happened to cornflakes?
Well, I'm terribly sorry, but we don't live in a country that has cod-flavored cereal.
It's not. It's general fish flavour. Obviously, it's mighty.
It's not specifically cod.
We
Well,
no longer
don't-
believe in
cod.
cod over here. It's just
You guys
dolphin.
are the ones with the malt-flavored breakfast pastries and so on. So don't blame us for your shitty childhood, okay?
I want
Anyway.
marshmallows in my cereal.
Dude,
Well,
just
it's
go
not
on
much
to
to-
Amazon. I saw that they have like entire bags of like Lucky Charms marshmallows. You can get like 10 pounds of those bitches for like I
Wait,
forget how many
just
dollars, but
marshmallows?
it's like
Fucking diabetes in a bag.
I would put it inside of a beanbag chair, invite people down, and they're like, "Oh, so what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing." Start unzipping the beanbag chair, just sitting on I don't know 30 pounds of Lucky Charms marshmallows. What are you doing, fucker? And they're just like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Yeah, that's right. That's how I get bitches."
Oh my
I just want to
God.
mash them up in a blender and put it into an
I
intravenous
refuse
drip.
to believe those. I refuse to believe those are marshmallows. All right,
They're
because
not.
if you put those in your cocoa or in your coffee, they will become like chemically unstable.
If
They're
you
bits
leave
of
them for a while, they
sponge.
start going soft.
They will supernova if you leave them too long.
They are bits
They
of
go all
sponge.
soft. They go almost marshmallowy.
I like to think that they're the thing that if you melt them down, that's what created a toxic Avenger. That's it's the only thing that makes sense in my eyes. Like, oh, so that's that green bubbling stew.
I
Oh,
was going to say it's the hemorrhoids of Mr. Stay Puffed, but
Oh my God.
it's like when he has blackheads, that's what comes out, and he's like, ew, white.
No, you're ruining cereal and Ghostbusters. I want you to know that.
take a dump, you get those weird gravelly
No,
bits. Yeah,
Ghostbusters
shit.
2 was ruining Ghostbusters, not me.
So in other words, Ivan Reitman and his kid were ruining Ghostbusters.
Oh.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
And then potentially making a third one with that Bill Murray. You're high as fuck if you do that. Just saying.
Bill
He was
Murray
in the
makes
bloody Ghostbusters
Ghostbusters.
game as well.
Oh goodness. Anyway, we got a little bit of mail here.
Can I just interject before we move on to the mail? Now,
Maybe.
you know the world famous Kickstarter of wanting to build a Death Star?
No.
Have you never heard of that?
No.
Some dullard decided to put up a Kickstarter wanting to build a Death Star. Now, another dullard has actually pledged that he wants $11 million to build a squadron of X-wing fighters
To take on the Death Star?
to take on the Death Star. But
You know what? We should start our own. We should have the Hate Bit Podcast Kickstarter. We need $13 million for assault weapons to combat the X Fighters and the Death Star.
yeah, we need to make our own versions of a stormtrooper.
There was a Kickstarter a couple of months ago. Somebody wanted to buy an island just for bronies,
Oh,
so they could have their own refuge.
our friend
What?
Dave Salieri did that.
Yeah.
That was
I can't say I'm opposed to that sort of thing, but
Yeah. That's what we did with Australia. So
you want to steal things and play with
Yeah.
little dolls? This is where you go.
thieves, bronies, they can all fuck off their own island.
All of them just go on an island. Right there, it's in the bush.
anyway, back to the mail. Sorry, I just had to throw
Back to
that.
the mail. We got a piece of mail here coming to us at hatebitpodcast@gmail.com. So please drop us a line if you feel it necessary. And also, like I said, find us on Facebook and also drop us a line right here on YouTube if you feel so inclined. Anyway, this piece of mail comes to us from Andrew, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Alvilar. And Andrew says, "Howdy, Hatebit crew.
Hello.
I have a rather different question for all of you. What are your recollections on the VHS format?" Oh my goodness, this is going to be a long one. He says, "I myself have many fond memories, having grown up in the 1990s, with watching plastic encased magnetic strips on a behemoth of a video cassette recorder. I also recall how Blockbuster and other rental chains were the hot shit of the time. And whenever
Kind rewind.
he says, whenever you gather some of your friends for a weekend night of licentiousness — I have not seen licentiousness in print since high school — and popcorn, your first trip to prepare was to rent videos from the pizza-faced teenager at the corner establishment. So, did you enjoy the format? What were the things you liked or disliked about VHS? And did you grow up with the VCR? And were you kind? And did you rewind? That is all. Have a great day." So that's
Oh, can I just say I used to be a dick and rewind it forward all the ways to the end, so it looked like I rewound it. The minute they opened it up, you could be like, what the fuck is it playing?
I remember the video store is, I mean, it's so interesting because where I live in Los Angeles, the video store thing is alive and well.
Really?
Yeah, really. In at least the part of where I live, there are, I won't say it's not quite the hot market that it used to be, but there are a number of video rental stores in my immediate area that have a very strong customer base. Some that even still rent VHS cassettes.
Where you are? Is it an old people's area you live in though?
No, not at all. I live in a very kind of hip neighborhood.
Is it a hipster sort of going retro then, is it?
Not quite that cool either. It's you know, there's a middle class area, and I've been
poor people, so they can't afford the internet. So.
They
deprived area. No.
But you know, I do still go to a number of places, you know, looking to pick up old games that were for rent, and noticing that there are a lot of people still going to these places. But I remember going, and one of my favorite things to do during the VHS period, or at least when DVD was first starting to come in, and VHS you could rent for really cheap. And I remember getting the Coliseum home videos, all the WWE or WF pay-per-views on them, which I thought was really neat. And also a lot of the heavy metal home videos you could get for really cheap at the corner video store, which was a lot of fun.
You saying buy or rent?
Huh?
You saying buy or rent really cheap?
Either way.
Oh, okay.
You know, because sometimes they were getting rid of old stock, and I'd jump on that. You know, and that's how I, you know, discovered, I guess, the Metallica home videos too, that same way, because to purchase them was fucking ridiculous when I was a kid. I remember a VHS cassette with something on it was like $50 or $60, which I thought was insane.
That'd be very true.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine. I also remember Beta, but I'm not the only one who enjoyed VHS.
I still have some VHS somewhere. I've got the Back to the Future trilogy on VHS. I know a certain person likes that.
Oh, I don't think anybody dislikes it.
Yes, I think it's a mark of being a communist in America, not liking Back to the Future.
Oh,
Well, that and not liking peanut butter. Those are the two things that set you apart as a communist in America.
And not knowing the lyrics to the theme tune of the Brady Bunch.
But not knowing the lyrics to Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen.
Or knowing who Bruce Springsteen actually is.
He's a guy, an old guy.
You know what I mean.
Your thoughts on the VHS format?
Loved it. I miss it.
I do. I was using one the other day. I needed to converted one for a new Films Can't Wank video I'm working on at the moment. I had to convert it to VHS.
Ooh.
To PC. It's a fucking nightmare to do it.
Oh, well, I'll bet.
Yes.
I say the one thing that was, you know what's great, and this kind of gets overlooked, especially amongst game collectors, is the mailers, the VHS mailers that they would send out, or you would get from, you know, a local toy store or whatever. It'd just be, you know, essentially you get a video cassette, and you would just be advertised to for about 45 minutes. And the key examples, I have a whole collection of them for the Nintendo 64, those mailers that went out to Nintendo Power subscribers, and then you could also get them at local Toys R Us locations. And the other one that I thought was really cool, and I've been trying to get my hands on, but NEC did the same thing for the TurboGrafx 16 here. And, you know, you look at them now, they're so corny and, you know, just unbelievable, but, you know, they do have sort of their own cool vibe these days. They don't do things like that anymore, you know. Now that
there's a video on YouTube for mail away for Lunchables, and it's a tip cheats thing.
Wait, what?
There's a mail away for Lunchables. You know you know what Lunchables are, don't you?
Yeah.
You can mail away some box tops, and you get a VHS tape full of cheats. Except half of them are advert. You know, you had a two cheats advert for Lunchables and that, and it's on YouTube at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, it's really, and it's so cheesy, and the cheats are so obvious as well. The
like
ones
the
that
Konami
everybody
code.
knows.
Like the Konami
one of them is a
code and
Konami
shit
code.
like that.
One of them is a Konami code.
I used to have a VHS which had Craig Charles selling Nintendo games, Super Nintendo games.
That's on YouTube as well.
He had like the Super Scope and shit like that. It was quite cool.
Yeah, I remember that.
I have to find that.
And there's another one of what's his name from Bottom, Rick Mail.
Rick Mail.
Yeah.
I remember him when he used to have that chair that had legs. That was funny. When he used to read stories to people.
Oh, Kevin Turvey.
That's the one. Sorry, I thought it was Rick Mail. Oh well.
It's Kevin. No, he played a character called Kevin Turvey.
Yeah, it was a good series though.
It was.
I don't think it means
Jesus.
anything to these two.
No, it's very
No,
British.
no, I don't think it means anything to the thousands
He's the
of
guy
people
who played
listening.
Drop Dead Fred for America.
Oh, Rick, what's his name again?
Male.
Mail.
Rick, yeah, but what did he do outside of Drop Dead Fred?
That's it.
He was in
He sort of-
Blackadder. He was Flash out in Blackadder. He was
Bottom.
He did
The Young Ones.
Young Ones. He was Rick.
Oh, okay, so he was Drop Dead Fred.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. I had a lot of fun with the VHS format. Alpha Omegason, how did you feel about the
There was
VHS?
also a ghost in the Harry Potter film that got
Was he a
cut
ghost
out.
in it? Oh, well, you know what? Now I feel I have to watch just to see if he'll do get a booger from his nose and put it on someone else.
Yes. Well, that was his entire career. That and then getting beaten up by Adrian Edmondson.
Yeah. Still.
There you go. Alpha Omegason, any feelings about the VHS format?
I like VHS, but I like it in retrospect. But whenever it was out, I literally hated it. I personally owned like next to no VHS tapes at all. But my household was filled with them. Absolutely filled with them. We had tons and tons and tons of horror movies, especially whenever local movie stores would start liquidating their stock. But I didn't like them because I didn't like the rewinding. I always thought that the audio and video looked like shit. And it's weird because beta was better, and I didn't understand that until like well into my teens, and I actually got to see beta, and I was like, oh wow, that is better. But
If you can find a functioning beta player.
Can I just say an anecdote? When we first got a DVD player, I told my mum to rewind it after we finished it.
well,
you don't want to get a fine or anything.
Did you guys ever see those things that it was basically just products to rip people off, but they had a thing, it was just like DVD rewinder. And it was kind of like dehydrated water, which also does actually exist, and people were dumb enough to buy it. But when I saw that, I thought it was fucking hilarious. But
rock.
Somebody on eBay selling a jar full of ghost poo.
I love stuff like that, but I don't know, just VHS. I mean, the only thing that I really have any fond memories about when it comes to VHS is going to Blockbuster or going to the local grocery store where they would have a movie section and looking for movies. Like, I have fond memories of that, but as an actual format, for the most part, I fucking detested it. I didn't like it at all. And especially because we would have tapes that we would record stuff on and it would look fine. And then a couple years down the road, it's unplayable, like borderline unplayable. And especially with things like home movies and stuff, it bothered me to no end. It was a very unstable format. And
Please don't chew my tape. Please don't chew my tape.
Oh my God, when that shit would happen. Or that happened to, we had a VHS tape of E.T. It was from when I was little, and I went to go watch it and just absolutely fucking destroyed it. And I was like, no. So sad. Couldn't see Drew Barrymore as she was like a retarded looking child in E.T. Elliot. And then those dudes in the suits.
She sure grew into those teeth, didn't she?
Or what about the forced letterbox mode? We had like 2.5 inches of black screen from the top of the film and the bottom of the film. You trying to watch
that's
it
what you had to do to get widescreen back then.
Oh, I know. They had to pseudo zoom on it.
Well, yeah, but I actually began to enjoy films like that.
That's
It
because
just seemed so much cooler.
We'll just buy a bigger television. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's like smaller picture, bigger TV. Problem solved.
Yay!
Hey. But so I was not opposed to the VHS format, and I think it was a great thing. And it seems like everyone else enjoyed it, except for Alpha Omegason, who doesn't enjoy anything, as you know.
I like the fact that it was analog and it just wasn't perfect. All the sort of grainy stuff on it. There's a sort of a charm.
Oh,
to
sure.
it,
I mean, well, even when you watch videos like that on YouTube, it's like, this is from a VHS cassette.
Yeah. You suddenly see that bloody line coming up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, like right in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like, for some reason, everyone just happened to have an electromagnet in their house, and they put the tape near it, and so it was fucked up for the rest of the time. Until the end of time. But, you know what? That's going to do it for the 8-Bit Ball Bag, because we are running a little bit behind schedule. So we want to thank you for joining us here. No, not at all. No, getting off topic and
It's
things
the
like that.
3-hour long podcast. Yeah.
I know, unheard of on the Hate Bet podcast. But
We are
anyway, this
trying
was
for
brought.
that 3-hour limit, though, aren't we?
We're doing everything we can. So we're gonna jump right into the second half and try and get things going because we don't want to keep you any longer than we need to.
We missed out on the half-time thing of me talking about the Pokemon player getting banned for throwing shit in the hotel.
Did you want to talk about that for a spell?
But it's a year old. It's about from last March.
I did notice that. Would you like to let us know how you feel about the throwing of poo?
I think it's highly unprofessional that poo belongs in the toilet.
Or at least in
there
your
we
house.
go.
Yes, so it's highly professional and Nintendo in their rights to
I agree. I think Nintendo should be able to make.
Should be fighting back with Pokemon, not throwing dukes at each other.
Throwing dukes depending on your phraseology.
Yeah, I mean he was Spanish and he probably thought put your dukes up.
Put up your dukes.
Yeah.
Put up your dookies. Yeah.
Okay, no better yet, put down your dukes.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's time to jump into the second half because, like I said, we're a little bit behind schedule. But it's time for the Wii U holy shit post-holiday extravaganza. A lot going on in the realm of the Nintendo Wii U, and three of the four gentlemen in front of you right now own the Nintendo Wii U, but apparently this thing is doomed.
When you're
that?
done.
No kidding, right?
Okay.
Apparently this thing, huh?
No.
What's that?
Good night.
Oh, great.
Good night. Wake me up when you're done.
Okay then. While the Saint of Magnus goes on break, we'll tell you all about Alpha Omegason said we have to talk about this. Is very important because he, just like myself, a little perturbed about the cancellation, or actually some of the third-party cancellations. Let's face it, a lot of the bullshit that's already made it onto the system was crap. But that's to be expected with any home console. But the delay of Rayman Legends and everybody, for some reason it seems like there's a whole sect of video game journalism that is completely dedicated to Nintendo doomsday rumors, and it's getting kind of ridiculous. Alpha Omega said, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely, and it's like every single website. Every single one has at least one person, one journalist, and I'm using that term as...
Are you doing your fingers? You doing the finger quotes there?
Yes. I use that term very loosely. There's always at least one person that goes really far out of their way to say, they're fucked, they're not going to do good, et cetera, et cetera. As a company, they're going to tank. This was said before anything about the Nintendo Wii U was said. Nintendo was done for because the Wii was just flailing about, apparently. And then they announced the Wii U, it was going to fail. Then they announced the specs, it was going to fail. They showed off the controller, it's going to fail. The Wii U launches, it's going to fail. It's moved over 3 million units. And it's been out for like 3 months. It's outperformed both the Xbox 360 and PS3. But it's going to fail in the long run, apparently. Now, here's my thing. Even if it didn't outperform then, how do you figure it's going to fail? Based off of what?
Well, what's interesting is that this is what's really scary about the... I hesitate to use the term mainstream in this, in this regard, but the mainstream video game journalist side of things is... I guess news isn't as easy to come by as it was, a year or so ago. And somehow they're just kind of making stuff up to be paranoid about. But they're following sales figures that, it shows that sales are declining. It's like, you're leaving out two key factors in this. Number one, people are broke. Number two, it's not fucking Christmas time anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know of any other time in history where people were just buying shit, all day, buying a game console all throughout the year, in massive amounts. But these are things usually for, they're kind of big items, so no one's just going to walk in and say, I'm going to buy a PlayStation 3 tomorrow, maybe get that Wii thing, day after. These conversations don't take place.
What about National Buy a Console Day?
If they can have, National Record Store Day, I guess anything's possible.
But the thing that's retarded about it is they were saying this about the 3DS not that long ago. They were saying the same exact fucking thing that the 3DS
Less than
was
2
doing.
years ago, yeah.
And whenever it came out and it wasn't moving units all that fast, and then they started taking a closer look at it and it was outperforming the DS. Oh, well, all of a sudden, I guess it is doing pretty well. But you were shit-talking it for months. Then all of a sudden, it picked up speed. Then what the fuck were you going to fall back on? And that's the thing, is that people... And I swear that this is just like troll articles meant to do one thing. To fucking get web traffic. And it does so successfully. But then you have a lot of people that take that news article, apply it to themselves and say that, well, that's a fact. That's what I'm going to tell everybody. Yeah, I don't want the Wii U. It's doing horribly. Based off of what? Oh, well, I read about it. Okay, what did you read about? Give me some fucking stats here. How's it doing bad? And keep in mind, folks, this isn't, well, you're just saying that, Alpha, because you bought a Nintendo Wii U. If I didn't have a fucking Wii U, I'd be saying the same exact thing. If they were saying about the fucking Xbox, I'd be saying the same exact fucking thing. You could tell me any fucking random system. I think that all game consoles, all game handhelds, any fucking platform can be successful, but you shouldn't automatically, it just came out, write it off. That makes no fucking sense. I don't own a Vita, but I'm not writing it off. I don't even have plans of getting a Vita any fucking time soon. But I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh yeah, I dismiss it. Doomsday, Sony's fucking doomed because of the Vita. They're going to tank. They're dead. The Vita, it killed them. Okay, the Wii U. I mean, it only sold 3 million units so far within a couple months. Well, shit. Nintendo's doomed. They're fucked. Oh, Rayman Legends? Oh, that's not exclusive to them anymore? Yeah, they're fucked. They're doomed. And that's what fucking sites like IGN are saying. You got these fucking numbnuts saying shit like this, okay? You have fucking Neander nuts going and writing down, well, I don't think that they're going to be able to do good because this isn't exclusive to them anymore. No, that's actually good for Ubisoft to be able to make this go across the board. Their fucking choice to go and delay it by over half a year was absolutely fucking idiotic, but apparently that's because of a clause in Microsoft's contract that everything has to be released simultaneously if it's going to be across other platforms. So, you know, whatever the fuck that's going to be. But, yeah. I'm just sick of all the fucking doomsayers. They're all fucking retarded. They're idiots.
You don't think it's just to get headline views.
Oh, it's web traffic. That's all the fuck it is. Put on a fucking front of a magazine, if you even fucking pick them up. Put it as a main headline on a fucking news site, and what do you got? You have all the people that want to talk shit about Nintendo showing up. You have all the people that want to go and fucking defend Nintendo showing up. Then you have all the people that are in the gray area who are just curious showing up. But it's enough just with the headline. You don't even need to fucking say anything else. You could have the article be completely fucking vacant of anything else. Just that headline, enough to get motherfuckers pouring in by the thousands per minute. And that's what's happening. But the thing is, you have every other fucking site. You have all these fucking journalists. You have all these fucking analysts who I don't know how the fuck they even have a job because you're just fucking saying, oh, well, I think. And that's all you're really going with is I think. It's all fucking conjecture at the end of the day. But you have all these fucking knuckle-dragging motherfuckers going and trying to write this off as fact. And it's not. And it makes no fucking sense. I'm sick of hearing about it every day. Oh, yeah, they're floundering. Oh, no, Sony's floundering. Oh, you know what? Microsoft, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're dead because they haven't really been putting out much first-party based off fucking what? How are they dead? Like, you know, it's just a bunch of fucking stupid shit, but it happens in Nintendo like a freakish amount because, well, it's not hip to be Nintendo because they're family friendly, so fuck them.
Well, and the funny thing is, no, absolutely, absolutely. It's just amazing. Now we were talking about Rayman Legends being delayed, and but they're gonna give us a free demo. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, a free demo because we already got one. So
yeah, that's how they're gonna make up for this. Yeah, they're gonna
tease us. Demo. You know what? Here's what I can say about that fucking demo. I didn't even get to say that before. Demo? Oh, you want to know why it's easy to give us an exclusive demo to tide people over? Because the game's fucking finished. So they can take any goddamn portion of the fucking game and make it into a demo. It's going to sit in a fucking crate and collect dust.
So this is something that's bothering me. I'm going to talk about Ubisoft for a minute. See, I don't understand how people keep buying things from Ubisoft because from what I understand, have you ever heard of anyone ever describe themselves as an Ubisoft fan?
Nope.
They're just there.
There are Assassin's Creed fans. you know, and
Far Cry.
what's that
Tom
other
Clancy
fucking
fans.
thing they do?
Far
Fire
Cry.
Cry, and I'm sure
They
there's
do
like
Tom
6 guys for
Clancy
some reason
games
that
and
play the
stuff
Splinter
like
Cell.
goddamn.
I like Splinter Cell games.
Yeah, they do the Tom Clancy series of games. So you know, like
Yeah,
it's
so
mentioned.
for some reason there's like a
Recon.
dozen
But
dudes playing.
that's the
Rainbow
thing.
Six
They're
Wonderful
referred to
Games.
as the Tom Clancy games, and not as fucking Ubisoft makes those.
Well, they bought the company that made them originally, didn't they? It used to be their independent thing called Red Hurricane.
Storm, I think they
Red
were.
Storm, yeah. Yeah, it used to be their own independent developer. that
Used to
made it.
be, not anymore. Now they're pretty much under the fucking thumb of the company, and they pretty much like it, make them their bitch. And it's like ball gag. All right, prepare your anus.
Well, they kind of ruined Ghost Recon for me. So what they're going to do
That used
with
to be fantastic.
Rainbow
It just
Six?
turned into bloody. It just turned into third person.
It was Gears of
Rainbow
War.
Six.
It was Gears of War, but
Was-
with modern weapons.
As opposed to Gears of War that doesn't have modern weapons.
Well, no, they have futuristic weapons.
Where a chainsaw on the end of a gun isn't really futuristic.
Yeah, true.
I think you could do that now, but it's cool.
Here, you know what? Actually, I do want to give
Human
one
rights.
perspective because it's unique. Okay,
Geneva Convention.
Sainted Magnus is the only one out of us four that doesn't have a Nintendo
He
Wii U
was-
console. So I'm just kind of curious, since I mean you're up to speed on all this shit. So just genuinely, sincerely, do you think, based off of what the fuck ever, do you think Nintendo's like going for a fucking nosedive, or they're doomed, or there's any kind of truth to any of this, or do you just think that it's all bullshit?
I think it's just all bullshit, and the reason why I think it's all bullshit is because people are just, the people that keep putting out these sorts of comments are usually the ones that are either uneducated or they are fanboys of a particular company. They're just trying to put the scare tactics out to fuck up the sales for Nintendo, or fuck up the sales for Microsoft, or fuck up the sales for Sony, because they feel as though this console's going to fail. But what they need to realise is that there's 2 new consoles on the way from Nintendo's rivals, and they need to actually wait to see what the other 2 camps are going to come out with, and then actually pass comment whether the Wii U's going to fail, or whether the new PlayStation is going to fail, or the new Xbox is going to fail. They need to get the facts straight first before they start coming up with like, oh yeah, this console's going to fail because it's not sold that many units. For fuck's sake, it's 3 months bastard old. It needs to actually have some time to get some more games in its library, grow in popularity, and all that sort of thing.
I just don't know why
Patience.
people want to see it fail. Like, even if I had zero plans whatsoever of ever picking up a certain machine, I wouldn't want it to fail, because if your competition's doing good, we win. We win if competition is like up there. That means that they have to go and tighten the reins, and they have to actually like go all out, balls fucking deep into this, and make something really good, or else we're going to spend our money elsewhere. But if a company as big as Nintendo starts floundering and they fail, then you're left with what, two systems to go with. And the
Same
thing is,
thing
they
with
may
Sega,
end up
wasn't it?
becoming lazy.
Hey, look at Sega.
Well,
Yeah,
if
I mean-
if Nintendo goes third party, then basically the industry's fucked.
Well, I won't go that far.
Yeah, I don't think the industry will be fucked, but it'd be really, it'd be fucking strange. I mean,
Yeah,
I said that
two-horse
the minute I
race.
saw Sonic show up in a game with Mario, and we have several of those games out now, from Olympics to fucking fighting. But it's one of those things, like they're actually doing good, but people are just saying, oh well, they're fucked anyway. Like, why are you, like, what are you basing this off of? Like, other than the fact that I feel like they have a personal, like, I don't actually like Nintendo's products, so I'm going to say they're failing. And because I'm a journalist at a big website, I can go and say that. And then they're like, yeah, you know what, go and say that. Oh, it is going to get fucking people in the comments just fucking in a big uproar. And that's what happens. Go to any of those fucking big websites, okay? Now, I'm talking like GameSpot or fucking IGN or Joystick or some random shit, like any big website, 1UP. There's tons of them. And just, if you see any of those articles, just look in the comments section. It's usually in the hundreds, if not thousands, of people just fucking bickering and arguing. And then you have people that just go there, don't say a fucking thing. They're just reading through the comments, getting entertainment out of it. And it's absolutely crazy. And then you have a bunch of people like us that are talking about them, and it's headline news. That site becomes headline news because they're talking about this thing. It's headline news. And then all these other sites start saying it, and all these other people start saying it, and it's just a big fucking whirlwind of shit.
What happens to just enjoying a fucking game?
Oh, you can't do that.
There's no money in that.
Yeah, there's no money in actually
There's
making
no
a
ad
good
revenue
product
to be
that
made in
people
that.
enjoy, is there?
People are having a good time with entertainment. You went out and bought a game for entertainment, and you're actually enjoying it. Oh, wait, you know what? I think there's somebody out there that doesn't like it. Now they have to go and have a complete bitch fit because you purchased that thing that they don't like. You are now committing heresy, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there is a lesson to be learned here. Number one, in a 24-hour news cycle, sometimes news just has to be made up. There's no other way of looking at it. And, you know, I think this is also another symptom of people who are refusing to admit that they are involved in a shrinking market. And so suddenly hard choices need to be made where there are no hard choices to be made. That's my view on the whole situation. But, you know, I think the overall, you know, everyone on this dais, with the exception of the Sainted Magnus, can agree that if you got the funds and you're thinking about getting a Nintendo Wii U, go out and get it. We think you'll enjoy it. And if you don't like it, don't get it.
Yeah. Oh, and here, how about this, real quick, Mr. Bundy? Do you have anything to say on the matter since you are a Wii U owner and stuff like that?
Well, I must admit I've not played it since beating Skyward Sword on it. So.
But I mean, like, in general, do you think that Nintendo is doomed?
No, they're not doomed. They're never doomed. Everybody, their bloody Mario games like crack. As long as they keep making Mario games, they'll never go out of business. Same with Zelda games.
Yeah.
You don't make games for 100 years and then just disappear because fucking IGN said so.
No, they're just sensationalist tabloidism. They're just turning into bloody tabloid journalism that is. It's disgusting.
Exactly. Well, it's a whole bunch of people freaking out because, you know, it's been old hat and same thing for so many years, and now the industry is changing and there's a whole bunch of people who don't want it to change, but change is inevitable. So if nothing else, take away this lesson that our gaming industry is not going away. It's just going through a change, and you can go with it or you can go against it and see which side you get shat out from. So, you know, with that having been said, I think that there's a lot in store for us, and I think 2013 is going to be a great year as far as gaming on the Nintendo Wii U or otherwise. So don't let the dissenting opinions skew you away from enjoying yourselves. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for this episode of the Hate Bit Podcast. We thank you for joining us. Joining me as always, the astonishing Alpha Omega Sin.
Remember, everybody, don't be a sheep. Think for yourselves and don't take a bunch of fucking bullshit on a random website as fact and then say that's your opinion, because that'll just make you a numbnuts.
The slap happy Sainted Magnus.
Happy slap, 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 slappy hap. Happy slap. Happy slap. There we go. See you later.
My guy, your guy, the English Fred Flintstone, Larry Bundy Jr.
Hello there and goodbye. Oh, by the way, keep an eye out for the reviews for Alien Colonial Marines, because I've been told by several press people that it's absolutely terrible, so they're going to have a field day with it.
Shameless plug. There we go.
Well, I never said who. I'm not reviewing it. They didn't send me it.
No, I'm just getting it out of the way because that's basically what is a shameless plug.
For
There you
what?
go.
What was I plugging?
You know you're going to end up reviewing
I'm
it.
not, because I haven't got a copy.
Oh, you'll
I'm not
get a
gonna
copy
play it.
and
I'm
you
gonna
review
wait for
it.
come down now because it's going to be shit.
Great. Is this what's called an argument in Britain?
No, it's
No, there's
usually
no
when
way.
you get knifed with a fucking with a
Broken
butter
glass.
knife.
Well, whatever goes on in Swansea, that's your own business. Anyway, lastly, I'm Yell Chaos, reminding you that the revolution begins with you. Vote with your wallet. We'll see you next time. You guys have been great, and we have been the Hate Bit Podcast. See ya!
Wow, wow, wow.
Wicked thoughts, anal warts.
talk.